All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District August 13th board meeting. I am Board President Juan Alvarez. I call this meeting to order at 5 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Spanish interpretation of the board meeting is available to attendees. Para español puede conectarse por teléfono de la siguiente manera. Llame al 505-431-3214. Cuando se le pida, introduzca el PIN o la clave 313-034-122 y la tecla numeral. Any member of the public has the opportunity to address the board in person during the agendized public comment section by 6:30 p.m. Let's begin with roll call, starting to my far right with board member Alva Alvarez.
Good evening, everybody.
Trustee Julie Yip.
Good evening.
Trustee Ryan Relis.
Present.
Board Clerk Jackie Philbeck.
Present.
Juan Alvarez, I'm here. Okay, moving on to public speakers for closed session agenda items. Do we have any? Okay, seeing there are none, we can move to adjournment to closed session. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Alvarez, second.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor of moving to closed session, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, let's go ahead and 5-0, we're going to move on to closed session. Okay, good evening, everybody. We're going to reconvene. Welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District August 13th board meeting. I am AESD Board President Juan Gabriel Alvarez, and I call this meeting to order at 6:40 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Spanish interpretation of the board meeting is available to attendees. Para español puede conectarse por teléfono de la siguiente manera. Llame al 505-431-3214. Cuando se le pida, introduzca el PIN o la clave 313-034-122 y la tecla numeral. Let's begin with the flag salute. We'll have Superintendent Jesse Chavarria lead us to the flag salute.
Put your right hand over your heart. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Thank you. All right, moving on to introductions and roll call, starting to my far right, Trustee Alvarez.
Good evening, everybody.
We have Trustee Yip,
Good evening, everyone.
Trustee Ruelas,
Hello?
Board Clerk Philbeck.
Good evening, everyone.
I'm Juan Alvarez, I'm the president. And then moving to my left, we have our Superintendent, Jesus Chavarria.
Hi, everyone.
Dina Melland, our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources.
Good evening.
Dr. Yadira Moreno, our Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services.
Good evening.
Matthew Slusser, our Assistant Superintendent of Administrative Services.
Good evening, everyone.
To my right, we have Belinda Gordillo, our Communications Coordinator.
Good evening.
We also have Yesenia Mancha, our Senior Administrative Assistant.
Good evening, everybody.
In the back, our interpreters, we have Jasmine Anaya and Ana Acevedo Diaz. And then in the room, we also have Carrie Robertson, Tony Rincon, and Cody Hellman, our technology support assistants. Thank you, everybody. All right, so we're moving on to our report on closed session actions taken. I do have one item. In closed session, the Board of Education took action by unanimous vote, 5-0, to reject the claim filed against the district and to direct the superintendent or designee to send appropriate notices. The claim alleges damages exceeding $10,000 in connection with allegations of pregnancy-related discrimination, harassment, and related retaliation, breach of contract, and wrongful termination. Okay, let's move on to the adoption of agenda. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Yip. A second?
Second.
Second from Philbeck. All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Just moving on to special order of business. There are none. News and updates. Let's go with parent leadership group updates. We have PTA President Maritza Bermudez will share a PTA update.
Good? Okay, there we go. All right, good evening, Board President Alvarez, Superintendent Chavarria, cabinet members, and everyone here watching online. Like you mentioned, my name is Maritza Bermudez, and I am honored to serve as this year's Anaheim Elementary Council PTA President for my second term. I would like to acknowledge some of our board members that are here present. We have our Vice President, Amy Arellano Castro from Edison Elementary here. We have our Secretary, Isabella Aguirre from Jefferson Elementary in the back. We have our parliamentarian, Maria Gonzalez from Westmont. And then we also have Rina Padilla, who's not present. She is our historian from Madison, and our treasurer from MAN, Jesse Alvarez, who's not here either. So really quickly, I just really truly value and appreciate our partnership with this district, and we are excited again to continue working together this year. Your ongoing support, whether it's through the use of facilities, providing the child care interpretation, or the assistance from our district's SFACE department, which helps support our meetings, makes a tremendous difference in our families and the ability to serve our families. This year, we look forward to building on that partnership to create even more opportunities for parents and family engagement. We're already been meeting with several school sites, and we are energized to collaborate closely also with you to make this year a great year for our students, families, and communities. We would also like to invite all of you from the board, school staff, families, and community members to join in becoming PTA memberships, whether it's at your school site, whether it's a school in your community, whether it's a school that you work at. Please join PTA. And so with that, I just want to finish up so that together we can make this year one of connections, collaboration, and success for all. So thank you, and we're looking forward to this year, and hopefully we have more engagement through our PTAs. And we also have a PTA president from Ponderosa back there, Nella. We have Miss Erica over here. So thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Association updates, we have none, is that correct? Okay, all right. District news and updates, Belinda.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Belinda Gordillo, and I'm excited to share the news and updates for the past month. So on July 29th, we held our new employee orientation. It was hosted by our human resources team, and we welcomed 34 certificated staff and 9 classified staff, which included teachers of general education and also special education. We had music instructors, and also a lot of instructional aides. So it was a great day. They were able to learn a lot about AESD. They got to take a tour on one of our school buses, and they visited every single campus, all 23 of our schools, and they were able to hear from Board Clerk Philbeck and Superintendent Chavarria and our Assistant Superintendent. So it was a great day for all. So big thank you to Human Resources Department and Assistant Sup Dina Mellon for coordinating such a great event. And then on July 30th, we hosted our Leadership Summit, which is an annual event that takes place. This year we had 100 district leaders and that attended the summit, and our theme was Rooted in Strength, Reaching for Success. And we had a great day where we were able to participate in workshops. There was various workshops, including budget and human resources and dual language immersion and so forth. So we got to hear from our board president and also other assistant soups and other leaders in the district. So thank you so much for everybody that participated in this and that was able to coordinate such a meaningful event for us. And then on August 3rd, Carlos Leon, council member, hosted his 3rd annual Back to School Bash. And he's been doing this for the last couple of years, and he invites all of the community to come out and to get free resources such as backpacks and school supplies and other things, and he has a lot of support from the community. This year he held it at Madison Elementary, and so we had a lot of our staff that was involved and board members that came out to support as well. So we want to thank Councilmember Leon for providing such a great resource for all of our families, especially leading up to first day of school. And then on August 5th, it was a great day at Orange Grove. Mickey himself came out to visit, and they brought all of the teachers and staff school supplies and some resources for our students. And so we were able to recognize them and say thank you to them. We had board clerk Ms. Philbeck and also trustee Ms. Alvarez that was there too, to say thanks to the staff and thanks to Disney as well and Mickey for everything that they brought to the community of Orange Grove. And then for days leading up to the school, AESD hosted its annual Start to Success. And this is an opportunity for parents and families and students to come out and get to walk their campus and get to meet their teachers. And we had a lot of participation. Most of our teachers were present along with our principals and other leadership from all the schools. We also had district employees that came out to assist. And we had a lot of happy parents and students that were able to get resources, for example, from our Expanded Learning Opportunities program if they hadn't signed up, and just other important dates for them to know as before they start school. And the first day of school took place on August 6th. We welcomed more than 13,000 students at AESD, and we had a great turnout. We had police department that came out to some of our schools to show support and to make sure everybody was safe. And we had a lot of district support as well that went out to help the students, showing them what classes they had, and just a lot of great signs that were shown all over the schools, sharing special messages for our students to welcome them. And also on the first day of school, we had a lot of media coverage. They came to Edison Elementary and also Barton. So I want to thank Ms. Nichols and Mrs. Bartoldes for allowing the media to come showcase their school and all the wonderful programs that AESD has. They were able to showcase some of the new things that are going to be happening through our ELOT program and just through our regular school days. And so we had various interviews that took place, over 40 placements just on television that were bilingual, from KCAL to CBS to Univision and Telemundo, and also print media. So that was a great coverage to display everything, all the great things that we do here. And last but not least, we want to say happy birthday to Board Member Alvarez. We say thank you to you for everything you do, and we wish you the very best on August 28th. Okay, so we're early birthday to you.
Thank you.
All right. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions for me? Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to public speakers, speakers on agenda or non-agenda items. All right, our first speaker is going to be Isabel Aguirre. And just for everyone who's going to speak today, we're going to be giving you 3 minutes to speak. When you have 1 minute left, we put up a yellow card, right? And is it 30 seconds? I can never get it right. 30 seconds left, we'll put up the yellow card. And then when your time's up, we'll put up a red card just to keep you on track, okay? Thank you so much.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Chavarria, cabinet, district staff, and the AESD families. My name is Isabel Aguirre. I am honored to serve as the new PTA president at Jefferson Elementary, and I, as both a PLI parent and an active member of our school community, I'm excited to begin this year's journey of working hand in hand with our families, teachers, and administrators to strengthen the connections that make our school such a special place. Over the past year, I have personally seen the genuine engagement of Superintendent Chavarria and district staff. Your presence at the school events and your willingness to listen and collaborate have made a real impact. Your commitment shows us that families' voice matters, and it inspires us to stay involved and contribute in meaningful ways. I especially want to thank Superintendent Chavarria for uplifting the importance of family engagement and fostering an environment where parents feel welcome, supported, and valued as true partners in education. As we begin this new school year, I'm looking forward to creating spaces where families feel connected, where every voice matters, and where our collective efforts lead to even greater opportunities for our students to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Erica Sepulveda.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of all the parents, America Sepulveda, I am the PTA president this year. I'm excited for another year. I'm just here on behalf of all the parents. I want to sincerely thank the school board, Superintendent Chavarria, and the cabinet for the recent renovations, the new equipment, and the creation of our parent room. These changes are just not cosmetic. They're an investment in our children's learning and in our school community. The upgraded classrooms and facilities give our kids an environment where they can truly thrive. The new equipment opens more opportunities for learning, creativity, and growth, and the parent room sends a clear message that families are valued and active part of this school. Thank you for listening to the needs of both students and parents, and for taking action that will make a lasting difference. We see commitment, and we appreciate you deeply. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, I believe it says Sandoval?
Good evening, board members. I'm here to say one first thing and then another small quick thing. First one is, thank you very much for approving me as being a at-large representative for the Citizens Oversight Committee. Last time I was here to talk about the multi-purpose room that's missing from Gwen, which I'm a parent and executive board member from PTA there as well. I attended my first oversight meeting, and I learned a lot about why there was changes in the original master plan. We did discuss that it's been around that time, and we're looking forward to maybe having an update to the master plan. I believe Ms. Philbeck also mentioned that last time I was here that maybe it is time. So I'm glad to hear 2 organizations within the district have said, yeah, it's probably time we revisit that. And I'm hoping that that comes to fruition real quickly, okay? Thank you very much, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, we have Mark Lopez.
Bring the room down a little bit, but good evening. First, I want to say congratulations to all AESD staff and students on starting a successful new year, new school year. I also want to thank Jesse Chavarria for his leadership in getting announcements and communication out to all of the families and parents. Unfortunately, I'm also here to express some profound disappointment regarding the conduct of the June 18th, 2025 meeting. I was under the impression that we as a community had established a clear commitment to transparency and adherence to the law. That's why I was surprised to discover the district, under the leadership of President Alvarez, violated California Brown Act's requirements for teleconference meetings. The law is quite clear. Government Code Section 54953 states all votes taken during a teleconference meeting shall be by roll call. This is not a suggestion, it's a mandate to ensure accountability and public trust. This cast a similar shadow, what the board clerk had termed a cloud earlier this year, over the legality and validity of board member votes. To my dismay, I found that this simple yet critical procedure was not followed. Instead of a clear, audible public roll call, we were given a collective tally that makes it impossible for the public to know how each individual board member voted. This is a fundamental violation of the public's right to know. The Brown Act is a central law in California regarding the conduct of public meetings. Every year, board members receive a Brown Act handbook, attend conference workshops, and I'll defer to the board clerk, I've heard there are even webinars about the Brown Act. It is also on the Attorney General's website, who, as the board knows, is only the highest law enforcement official in the state, who should be asked legal advice to avoid the board taking ill-advised actions. Perhaps your legal counsel can look into that. Speaking of the clerk, I was disappointed to learn the circumstances regarding her participation. She attended the meeting virtually for a just cause reason, which is permitted under the Brown Act. However, the law requires that the location of a remote participant be disclosed to the public. This was not done, perhaps because the audio for the meeting was not working for the first 6 minutes of the meeting. However, with her location left publicly unknown, it's impossible to determine if the meeting was conducted in a manner consistent with the principles of open government. This could violate subdivision B's paragraph 3, stating during the teleconference, at least a quorum of the members of the legislative body shall participate from locations within the boundaries of the territory over which the local agency exercises jurisdiction. Violations such as this become more likely when individual board members are frequently absent from meetings, such as Trustee Yip, who has missed 2 of 8 regular board meetings in 2025, her first year of office. That's a 25% absenteeism rate, more than double what qualifies as chronic absenteeism for any of our students. I urge this board to take immediate action to rectify these violations. We need a public commitment from the board president to follow the law and ensure that all future teleconference meetings include a proper roll call vote. We also need an explanation for why the board clerk's remote location was not disclosed, and an assurance that all future remote participants will have their locations publicly identified, as Trustee Rellis did, even when there's a just cause reason for attending remotely. Thank you.
Okay, now we have Maritza Bermudez.
Because my printer didn't print. I'm like, oh, okay. So good evening, Board President Juan Alvarez again, Superintendent Chavarria, cabinet members, and everyone here and watching online. My name is Maritza Bermudez, and I am a proud parent of 3 children in the Anaheim Elementary School District. Tonight, I want to take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate the leadership, partnership, and growth we are seeing in both academics and parent engagement across our district. I especially want to uplift the district's investment in our after-school programs and expanded dual language opportunities. These are the kinds of programs that open doors for our students, prepare them for a global future, and strengthen our community's cultural richness. I would like to give a special thanks to our SFACE department for always being there to support families and create spaces where our voices matter. That commitment exists because our superintendent truly sees us, the families, as partners, not as afterthoughts or just a checkbox. I am proud of the transformation that is happening in ASD and also because of our board support. And I know it comes from a shared belief in working together for our children. I also want to thank the board for its leadership and the inclusive process you engaged us in when choosing our superintendent. Because of that process, we had transparency and accountability, which led to selecting Mr. Chavarria, which I can say with confidence that he is doing a great job, along with his team in leading our district forward. The support I've experienced as a parent through accessible programs, open communication, and genuine collaboration has been invaluable. It's proof of what is possible when a district, leadership, educators, and families work side by side forward in a shared vision. As Superintendent Chavarria has said, our goal is to make this district the best district for our families. An example of what a strong, inclusive, and high-achieving school system should look like, putting our families first. I look forward to continuing this partnership, building on the progress we've made, and ensuring that every child in Anaheim Elementary School District has the opportunities, resources, and encouragements they need to thrive. Thank you. Oh, I still have a minute. Okay, cool. I was like, oh, I was trying to read this. I did want to thank you for your comments, Mr. Lopez. It's an eye-opening. I also, too, was kind of wondering why Ms. Seep has been absent, right? But yet she can attend, certain events like the women leadership thing that we have to pay for, right? I'm also wondering, do our board members get paid when they're not here? Because I don't think they should get paid. So that's just a question. I know you can't answer me, but maybe I'll follow up with an email. But I think it's very important that our board members are present, right? And if they're not going to be here, they should let people know that they're not going to be here, not decide not to be here and be on vacation and stuff. But it's okay. We all have a chance to go to vacation. But again, super excited about this year. Last year was great, and I think this year's going to be better. We do have our challenges, but I know that working together, we can move forward and achieve that. So thank you, Mr. Chavarria, especially to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Emmy Arellano.
Buenas tardes a todos ustedes, representantes del board, a nuestro superintendente, señor Echeverría, y a todos los papis que nos están acompañando aquí y en línea. Mi nombre es Amy, soy madre de un estudiante de último grado en Edison. Hoy me dirijo hacia usted, señor Echeverría, no solo en nombre mío, sino en nombre de toda una comunidad, para darle las gracias por todo su apoyo que nos está brindando. Hace una semana le enviamos correos expresando nuestros desafíos, miedos, angustias, temores por lo que está sucediendo con la situación de inmigración que nos afecta tan de cerca. Nuestra comunidad es frágil y vulnerable ante estos acontecimientos. Quiero agradecerle por habernos escuchado. También quiero agradecer de manera muy especial a nuestra maravillosa directora, la señora Nicos, que como siempre decimos es una de nosotros. Desde el momento en que le compartimos por mensajes y correos lo que estaba pasando, ella no dudó en respondernos y realizar una reunión y darnos su apoyo. Uno de los momentos más difíciles fue cuando una persona de nuestra comunidad fue detenida y deportada mientras caminaba hacia su trabajo saliendo de nuestro vecindario. Esto generó un profundo impacto. Nuestros niños perdieron la tranquilidad, no pudieron disfrutar del verano ni de las vacaciones porque todos se resguardaron en casa por miedo. La señora Nichols comprendió nuestra urgencia de tener un transporte seguro para que nuestros niños pudieran seguir asistiendo a la escuela. Este transporte no es solo un lujo, es una necesidad, porque les brinda no solo seguridad física, sino también estabilidad emocional y continuidad académica. En este proceso no solo recibimos apoyo de nuestros representantes de la educación, también contamos con mamás de la comunidad como la señora Maritza, la señora Sandy y Hortensia, que aunque no tienen hijos en la escuela, siguen comprometidas con nuestro bienestar. Ellas junto a la organización Comoco que nos ha estado acompañando y sosteniendo de la mano. Hoy quiero reafirmar que para criar a un niño se necesita de toda una comunidad y eso es exactamente lo que estamos haciendo. La educación de nuestros hijos no debe de detenerse por el miedo o las circunstancias. Muchas gracias, señor Echeverría, y a todos ustedes. Y gracias por darme este tiempo para poder compartirles y estar muy agradecida con ustedes.
Le vamos a dar 3 minutos para que... Le vamos a dar 3 minutos para que traduzca todo. Gracias. Ajá.
Good afternoon, everyone that's present here, representatives and board, and our superintendent, Mr. Chiveria, and all the parents who are here with us this afternoon. My name is Amy, and I'm a mother of a student of 6th grade in Edison. Today, Mr. Chiveria, I direct my words to you not only in my name, but in the name of the community to give you thanks for your support that you have been providing us. A couple of weeks ago, we emailed you expressing our worries, our challenges, our struggles, and our fears that we've been having due to the current situation that's surrounding us, especially with the situation of immigration that's affecting us so closely. Our community is fragile and vulnerable to these current events. However, I'd like to thank you for listening to us. And I would also like to take the moment to give a special thanks to our wonderful director, our principal, Ms. Nichols. How, like we have said in the past, she is one of us. Since the moment that we shared our worries with her via message and emails of what was happening to us, she did not doubt to give us a response and to make a meeting and to give us a support. One of the most difficult situations was when one of the members of our community was detained and deported while they were on their way to work, as they were within our community. This generated a lot of impact with our kids. They lost the sense of security, and they were not able to enjoy their summer or vacations because they stayed in place due to fear. Ms. Nichols understood the urgency of providing transportation that is safe for our kids so that they would be able to attend school. This transportation is not a luxury, it's a need, because it provides not only safety physically, but also emotional stability, and it also supports their academic growth. In this process, we not only received support among educator representatives, but we also received support of other members and mothers of our community, like Maritza, Sandy, and Hortensia, who that although don't have kids at school, their continued support to our well-being is essential. Them, along with organizations like OCO, have helped us, supported us, and taken us by the hand. Today, I want to reaffirm that raising a child or raising a student, it's a full effort, a community effort. This is why exactly I'm here today, because the education of our kids cannot be detained due to fear or the circumstances. So I want to thank you, Mr. Chiveria. Thank you for everyone here that has given me the time to share, and I want to just express my gratitude.
Okay, gracias. Okay, next we have Adela Gutierrez.
Good evening, board members, superintendent, Chavarria, and district staff. My name is Adela Gutierrez, and I'm a proud PLI parent and the new PTA president at Ponderosa Elementary. I am truly excited to step into this role and to work alongside our parents, teachers, and administrators to continue building a strong and connected school community. I want to take a moment to share my appreciation for the incredible support and engagement I've already experienced from my school site and district leadership. Your open Your openness to partnering with parents makes a real difference. A special thank you to Superintendent Chavarria for your leadership and for fostering a culture where family voices are valued and encouraged. The kind of support inspires us as parents to be even more involved for not only our children, but also from my school community. I look forward to the year ahead, bringing families together, creating opportunities to engage, and ensuring that every student and parent feels welcome, supported, and heard. Today I'm carrying this because, and I'm sorry, but it just gets to me because I always thought I was never able going to be to do something, but thanks to Mr. Chavarria, the way that he spoke to all of us, he has the words to make us and get engaged to school. This year, I participated in so many programs, and I will love to continue doing. These little pins, I have two, but I'm looking forward to getting much more. And I just want to say thank you, Mr. Chavarria. Thank you for always being there for us. Thank you for always answering our questions. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting us with a smile. When we get there, when we're there with you, it's just amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Chavarria. I'm hoping to see you again. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, next we have, I think it's Aide Gonzalez.
Buenas tardes, soy Heidi González, soy mamá de la escuela Thomas Edison. Estoy aquí para agradecer por brindar el transporte por la situación que estamos pasando. Espero que esto no sea temporal y con la ayuda de cada uno de ustedes nos lo permitan. Seguir dando el apoyo del transporte que es de mucho apoyo para nuestra comunidad. Que pasen buenas noches y muchas gracias.
Good afternoon. I'm Heidi Gonzalez, a parent at Thomas Edison School. I'm here to thank you for providing transportation during this difficult time. I hope this is not a temporary situation. With the help of each and every one of you, we will be able to continue providing transportation, which is a great support to our community. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
Gracias. Okay, moving on to the superintendent's report. Superintendent report preparations for the 2025-26 school year. Superintendent Chavarria.
Well, good evening, Board President Alvarez, members of the board. Let me just start by acknowledging thank you so much for the kind words, but I am very blessed to be working with an outstanding board who really supports the decision-making that our cabinet does, because I know our board, on behalf of them, as a representative, they really believe in us doing what's best for our families. And so I thank the board. All those kudos go to our board as well, because they're the ones that support that decision-making. So thank you so much. So this evening, board, I just wanted to give you a quick update in terms of what are some of the things, not everything we did, but just a few things that we did to prepare ourselves. And we know that this particular year is different than other years. So we started first by holding some virtual meetings, given the immigration situation that our families are facing. And while we heard what was happening in the community, we wanted to reassure our families that we're committed to supporting them and making sure that students, were supported as they transition or started the new school year. We also understand that because of TK being full implemented, there's a lot of students who are new to the school system and have sometimes, have that difficult transition coming to our schools. And also we have family students who have been with the family all summer long, and detaching from that also makes it difficult. For this reason, we presented these virtual meetings. We had 3 different meetings. We had over 100 participants each time. And so in these meetings, we wanted to share with families that they had a virtual option if they wanted to enroll their child in it. If they fear having their child come to our schools, we wanted to know that they had an option for them. We also asked them if transportation was a concern to let us know, and we would see what we could do to support them as well. And another thing was we wanted to share with them as well all the available resources in terms of the partnerships we have with the community and the city that are at disposal for their support, and to ensure them what the plan was in terms of the mental well-being and, you know, helping our students deal with some of the trauma that they may be dealing with as they came into our school. And I know that this was possible. I ran it by the board, and you guys were in full support, so I appreciate that, because when we asked families to complete a survey form at the end and to provide us with their contact information if they wanted us to reach to them, several did, and staff reached out to them directly to find out what their particular need was so we can support them. But a majority of the comments were very thankful in terms of providing that information, and many reported that they felt a lot more comfortable as the year was going to start. The other thing that I did was I started I had one-on-one principal meetings. The purpose of these meetings when I met with each of the principal is basically to look back at the previous year and to do a self-reflection in terms of what worked for us in that particular school, what were some of the initiatives or some of the objectives that the principal put in place working with their staff, and to reflect what worked and what maybe could be refined. And so we had a conversation on what their objectives were for 25-26, but most of all, the conversation was about celebrating successes. We said any small success, make sure to celebrate it, because we have a staff that's really hardworking and we want to acknowledge their hard work. So that was the message to our principals. And through those conversations, I can tell you that every single principal was very excited to start the new school year and was ready for the new challenges of this school year. Then we had our leadership summit. Like Ms. Gordillo mentioned, it was a pretty awesome event. Our board president started the morning by addressing the leadership team and welcoming them and saying some good words of encouragement for the new year. So thank you for that, Board President Alvarez. But we wanted to start with the motivational message. So I kind of presented and shared my story, my journey. For those people that may not know, I was an immigrant. I came to this country illegally, undocumented, but through the legal process, right, my parents were able to, you know, give me that green card and eventually become a citizen. So I understand what our families go through, and I wanted our leadership team to understand that. Because I remember my family back in the early 80s having to worry about La Migra, the border patrol, right? Because they were out and about, and I was 12, I believe, at the time, and my mom was always worried, thinking that I wouldn't make it back home. And of course, being a 12-year-old, I didn't really care what my mom was saying because I just wanted to be out there in the neighborhood, right? But the fear is real, and I wanted our team to understand that. So, but I said everything, anything is possible. And so we share with them the meaning of our theme this year, rooted in strength, right? Reaching for success. I know it's a long one, quite a mouthful, right? But I wanted them to understand that rooted in strength means that every single one of us has strengths, good things that we bring to the table. Even a TK student, the 4 or 5 years that they've been with their family, they have to learn some really good things that they can bring to the school and share with their peers. So the whole message was if collectively we can use our talents, there is no success we cannot achieve. Then we also try something new this year, workshop style trainings. Usually we sit there and we have different presenters present. And yes, it's exciting and we learn a lot, but we wanted to try something different, make it more like a conference style, where the leadership team chose their trainings beforehand and they had their schedule. And the feedback, I think it was almost 100%, they loved the new style. And they said, moving forward, maybe all of the leadership team meetings should be that way. So we appreciate that. Many commented, best summit ever, right, yet. But now the bar has been set pretty high, so we'll see what we can do next year, right? And then also, we got an opportunity to bring the Anaheim Public Library to talk to our leadership team. Our focus is literacy. What better way to involve our Anaheim Library to be part of this? And so they provided information on how our administrators, our teachers, can reach out to our families and provide those resources. There's a multitude of resources that maybe our families are not aware of that their student or their child can participate on just from home virtually, right? A multitude of books. So we wanted them to do that, and it's a year-long partnership and a collaboration. Have you seen it in our marquees? We do announce the various events that they're having because we want our families to be part of that. And we concluded the conversation on what the plan was to support our families as we started the year, right? We wanted our principals, because at the end of the day, as a superintendent, as a cabinet, we can say messages to our community, but they're more impactful when they come to from the principal, from the school they serve that community. So we wanted them to become now our ambassadors, our messengers, to let their families know that we were here to support them and that the board was in full support and doing everything we could within our power to make sure that they had a successful start of the school year. And then this year, we want to make sure that we recognize and celebrate our employees, everyone that works for us, because like I said earlier, they work hard. So we plan what would be some of these ways that we could do that. So we have the superintendent shout out. The superintendent shout out is intended, we share with the leadership team that we wanted them to nominate employees, teams, groups of people that they believe have gone above and beyond some of the work that they do. It's exciting. I've done a few shout outs already. We give them this special appreciation token, just a little token, but you can see the appreciation they have for receiving that. So I want to thank our leadership team because they have, made that possible. Then we also are going to start doing what we call the Golden Compass Award for our leadership team. We're recognizing at each of our leadership team meetings every month 3 of our leaders who embody the values of our district. And so other leaders can nominate them for this award. For this Friday's leadership meeting, we have already 8 nominees. So we'll spin the wheel and we'll pick 3, right? Because they're all deserving of that, yes. And the other thing that we want to do is the employee spotlight. So I do a superintendent newsletter every week. I want to put a section in there where other employees can nominate other employees in terms of a spotlight, tell us the name, the position, what do they do, and maybe a couple of good facts about the work that they do for our district that maybe most people don't know about. And we want to put them every week there so that other people can see and learn from others. We believe that these are ways that we can recognize. It's a step in the right direction in terms of recognition. I know there's other things that we can do, but this is a start for this year. And then, of course, in terms of starting our school year, our terms of service for our office staff is 11 months. So technically, they were supposed to start August 1st, but staff was coming back August 4th. August 1st was a Friday. We opened up on August 6th. Our families, given our current immigration situation, we wanted families to have the offices open before. So we did ask we work with our association, our classified association, CSCA, and we were able to open all our offices as of Monday, the 28th of July. So we want to thank all those office staff who were willing to come in earlier and support our families. Then we asked all of our district office personnel, all our leaders, right, to sign themselves up to support our schools before and after school the first few days of the school year. But we also understand that TK and kinder is always a challenge the first few days of the school year. So we asked every TOSA that's part of our district office, we assigned them to different schools for the first 3 days, as well as we brought in substitutes because we wanted every school to have at least 1 or 2 adults to support in that. I know our principals are very thankful, and of course our TK and kinder teachers are even more thankful for that as well. And then, all of these things we saw very smooth to start to the school year. So I just want to thank the entire leadership team, the entire, teacher group, certificate group, classified group, and our families for working together with us to that smooth transition, to the smooth start. We believe 25-26 is going to be even more amazing than last year. And I know that the environment is not what we want it to be, but we know, the presentation that we did, rooted in community, we know that working together, we can make it a successful one. And before I open it up to any comments or questions you may have, Just before we started the board meeting, I received this news, and I wanted to share with the board because you are the recipients of this award as well. The California Latino School Boards Association sent me an email notifying us that Anaheim Elementary will be receiving the 2025 Unity Lead Award. What is this award? This award recognizes school districts that have demonstrated exceptional unity and leadership, serving students and families through an equity lens, and going above and beyond the call of duty. This award is a testament to the district's governance and administrative team for their outstanding leadership and commitment to educational equity. This is something that I know as a board you're very proud of, and we get to receive this award at the CLSBA conference in September. I believe tonight for approval is 2 of our board members attending that conference, and if others want to join us as well, I'll get all the details. We'd be more than happy to have you there when we receive this award. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions or comments that you may have.
No questions, but just a comment. You know, one of the benefits of, you know, being on the board for a long time and being in education is you get to know a lot of the different administrators, et cetera, and talking with them. And I will just kind of echo in regards to what you're saying is that a lot of them, maybe it was a different, you know, I don't know, the different format, whatever the case may be. But they walked away that day very excited, really rejuvenated, and just super pumped to take on this school year, you know, despite all of the things that you mentioned in the current environment, et cetera. The other thing I just want to give a shout out of is, you know, the everyone has a strengths, you know, and I love that because too often is the case, especially in the world of education, we operate in a deficits mindset. You know, I can't do this, or you know, you can't, you know, won't, you know, like it's the glass is half empty. So this attitude of everyone has strengths, this asset-based approach, that's awesome, and I think it really blends well to our community. Stronger together.
I just want to say thank you for helping facilitate the connection to our parents and our community in a time of dire need. I feel it too. We feel it together. And so I'm just so proud of us as a district to move forward with providing things and opportunities and resources to our families who all they want is for their children to get education through us. And so in order for us to do that, we have to do things differently, offer things that aren't being offered so that we can stabilize them and make them at least feel a little better, even though it's a super high stress environment right now. It's like it's really horrible to have to be living in this time if you're an immigrant family. And I'm really proud of us for stepping up and doing what's right for our families. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, moving on. It's recommended the Board of Education declare a public hearing for the purpose of hearing comments regarding whether pupils in the schools will have sufficient access to textbooks and/or instructional materials during the 2025-26 school year, consistent with the content and cycles of the curriculum frameworks adopted by the California Department of Education, Education Code 60119 and 33126. Do we have any speakers regarding the item? Okay. Hearing no comments, we're going to go ahead and adjourn the hearing and give notice that the vote on this item is scheduled for the September 10th, 2025 regular school board meeting. Next, we have a budget update, a budget and LCAP update by Matthew Slusser, Assistant Superintendent of Administrative Services, Dr. Yadira Moreno, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, good evening, Board President Alvarez, members of the board, and ASD community. As you may know, Governor Newsom signed the 25-26 California state budget on June 27th. Upon signing, a few items that will impact our own budget, which was approved on June 18th. So the budget was signed after our own budget was approved. That's kind of how it goes every year. But some of these items will impact us and are in effect, and I'll go over that on the following slides. And then we'll have Dr. Moreno discuss some changes to the LCAP. So with the governor's signed budget for revenue, universal school meals, that stayed unchanged. We don't receive funding for that. However, our community, our students will benefit from that. ELOP funding as well stayed the same. For us, there was an increase, but it impacts those districts with lower unduplicated populations of students, but ours stays consistent. And then we also received the 2.3% COLA for our LCFF. Regarding one-time funding, there are a couple significant impacts for us, beginning with student support and professional development discretionary block grant. It's a long word. Learning recovery emergency block grant, and then some investments in literacy. And then also I'll go over title funding. There were no changes to title funding as far as what we budgeted. However, it was quite a rocky past month as far as what those changes could have looked like. So I'll touch base on that. So with regard to the student support and professional development block grant, we did not have an allocation at our adopted budget. However, CDE has confirmed our apportionment of just under $4 million. So that's a good thing for us. And then Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant, which Dr. Moreno will go over as well, as it's a component of the LCAP. We did not budget any of this, and there's a reason behind that. So in 22-23, that fiscal year, we were allocated $28.2 million. After receiving that allocation and funding, CDE pulled back $4 million of our funds. So with this Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant, they are making us whole over the next 3 years. However, cannot rely on that because it was pulled back in the past. So with regards to federal title funding, for titles 2, 3, and 4, those were the significant impacts that almost affected us, and it has been a very rocky road. For our 24-25 estimated actuals, the federal government had an impoundment of funds, meaning even though we were allocated that would be taken back from us. It left us scrambling on how do we cover salaries and those other expenses charged there. And then the 25-26 projected budget, almost $3.6 million, that was set to be taken back from us. Again, we have salaries, people funded out of there. They're huge for our English learners, for teacher PD. Good news, all of those funds were restored. They were in the budget, and we will receive that. However, I've been in education for 20 years, and I have never seen the federal government pull funds back or have an impoundment. So it was new to me, new to all of us, kind of scary, but as of now, we are set to receive those funds. So overall, at adopted budget, our general fund revenue, just over $314 million. With the enacted budget, our estimate increases almost $5.3 million to just over $319 million. So again, a good thing for us. So in this process of cycles and budget and presentations, go over some of the next steps. Unaudited actuals, this will come to board September 10th. So this will be for the 24-25 fiscal year. As far as what we close the books with, our fiscal team is hard at work doing that now. We are also working on our audit for the 24-25 fiscal year, and this will be presented in early 2026 by our outside auditors. And then first interim, where these revenue increases that I just went over, you will see those will come to board December 10th. So almost halfway through the year, it's the cycle of interims and budget. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Moreno for her to go over some of the LCAP updates.
Good evening, Board and Cabinet. To follow on our update, I'm excited to share that where we left off in June to where we are now, we were just complying with simple tasks as we collaborate with OCDE to ensure our LCAP meets the requirements of the state. So we are a couple days away from receiving our approval letter, and really in our collaboration was just minor revisions just to align with the state template. So simple changes of ensuring that our numbers, our student enrollment matched, our fiscal components matched, and the edits were simple, like 58, if we wrote 56, it was 58. It was a simple edit of user error. And then really what we saw at the end was we combined actions 1.1 and 3.4. They were both on technology integration, but we had it in 2 goals. So instead of having it in 2 goals, we combined it to 1. And that met the requirement, and they were in agreement. So really what we brought forth in June is really what we put forth and sending forth and receiving our approval letter this week. And we will start the LCAP committee meetings next month and start the work to ensure we're collaborating and discussing and meeting our goals. So I'm excited about that.
Thank you. So that's all for the presentation for both of us. Some fun pictures of our students in action, especially on the school bus. But do you have any questions, or is there any further detail that either of us can provide for you all? Thank you.
Okay, moving on to consent calendar. Items listed under the consent calendar are considered to be routine and are acted on by the board in one motion. There is no discussion of these items unless a member of the board, staff, or public requests specific items to be discussed and or removed from the consent calendar. Are there any items that any of the trustees would like to pull at this time?
I wanted to pull, I believe it's item 12 regarding Medi-Cal.
Item 12? Okay.
Just
Let's find it. Do you know what page it's on?
the Medi-Cal billing on page 7.
7? Item 12 on page 7, I see it now.
Yes.
Okay, any other items we'd like to pull? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar minus item 12 on page 7?
So motion?
Second.
Motion by Alvarez and second by Ruelas. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, consent calendar passes 5-0. All right, let's, do I have a motion to discuss item 12 on page 7?
So moved.
Okay, a motion by Yip. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Philbeck. Okay, discussion.
Thank you, Matt, for the budget updates. As far as the Medi-Cal billing, the reason I wanted to pull it is that I want to understand a little bit more about why we want to outsource the Medi-Cal billing and what that entails.
So Board Member Yip, I'm going to have Dr. Moreno just share some of the background and some of the history as to why this item is here, right? And why we typically use San Joaquin as one of our providers.
Okay.
So we use the San Joaquin County of Education for, oh gosh, this is like 5 years, right? 5 years. And really the reason being is when we began, a little bit longer than that. Matt can share in a second, but really what this does, it allows us to be the provider. It allows our providers to be able to bill in a simple platform. So our students in the IEP process are asked the questions, all our parents are asked if we could use their Medi-Cal billing, and parents consent to that. So our providers that usually do that, that we can bill for are our SLPs, our occupational therapists, our psychologists, our counselors, and our physical therapists. So when discussions with different platforms and providers. We want to ensure that it's the easiest way for our staff, our employees, to be able to provide the information to the platform, which is why we use San Joaquin. It allows our employees to be able to go to one place because this speaks to SACE, which is what we use for our IEPs. So when they input their service tracking in their IEP, it then allows us to bill and allows us to provide the proof of evidence that our students are meeting their goals in a one-stop shop. What we pay for is a percentage, not to exceed what you see, which is $180,000. I believe last year we ended in about $149,000 of what we actually paid out. The percentage is 12%, which is typical for this type of service. And really the reason why we move forward with them is because of to facilitate our employees' ability to provide services and bill based on parent consent. So I hope that gives a little background.
Yeah, thank you so much. Because I have a background in the medical billing and the medical space, I just want to understand a little bit more about the percentage and whether it's feasible for us to have our current staff to do it. But I think this one is a one-year contract. Is that correct? Is that something that we will renew again or have comparisons with other providers in the future?
We can definitely do that. We are always looking for different providers to ensure that whatever our fiscal responsibility is to keep as much as we can for our students. So we're always looking and engaging with people in the industry that could provide an easier route for our employees to be able to input information in a one-stop shop so that we're meeting the requirements for billing.
Okay. And if I can instruct staff, because what I wanted to do was to figure out possibly how many hours or maybe clients that we would probably require a month, whether it's more feasible to have us in-house, because when we do billing, and I know in the private sector, they have what's called clearinghouse. If we do it ourselves, we actually keep all the percentage. So I think if we can get some data to see if there's reasonable hours, whether how many employees potentially it can cost or salary-wise, just to kind of do a feasibility study to see if that it's still the best idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments or any questions about this item?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to the action calendar. From the Superintendent's Office, it's requested the Board of Education consider nominating board members from the California School Boards Association, CSBA member direct, or County Office of Education to serve as directors at large, African American, American Indian, and county. Do I have a motion to discuss?
So moved.
Okay, motion, Ruelas.
Second.
Second, yep. Okay, I actually don't have any idea of anyone who I would be interested in nominating for this position, so what do you guys think?
I also don't know of anyone.
Yeah. So I think there's nothing to discuss or vote on if we are just kind of moot, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay, sorry, let's move on to the next item. All right, it's recommended that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 202526-02, affirming the district's commitment to social emotional learning, SEL, and restorative practices for all students.
So moved.
Moved by Ruelas,
Second.
second by Alvarez. Okay, discussion? I just want to say I moved this resolution forward. I was inspired by our educators in the classroom with regards to just making sure that we as a district codify the idea that we're here for our students and want to humanize their experience and be compassionate when we're trying to figure out how to best support them. So this resolution's intent is to say, hey, we're committed as a district to consider social emotional needs of our students at all facets of our organization, and that we're also committed to using restorative practices in all aspects of our organization as well. So I want to give kudos to the teachers who inspired this, because this actually was inspired by our educators, right? So that's what I would like to say. Anybody else? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Moving on to educational services. It's recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 202526/01, declaring the month of September as Attendance Awareness Month.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Alvarez.
Second.
Second by Yip. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. For SELPA, we have no items. Moving on to human resources. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the new job description for Director of Assessment, Translation, and Accountability. This position shall be placed on rate 16 of the Certificated Management Salary Schedule based on 220 days effective August 14, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
So move Yip.
Second.
Second Alvarez. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the appointment of Rhonda Robertson to the position of Director of Assessment, Translation, and Accountability effective August 14, 2025.
So moved.
So moved by Philbeck.
Second.
Second Yip. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the new job description for Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Early Childhood Education. This position shall be placed on rate 16 of the Certificated Management Salary Schedule based on 220 days, effective August 14, 2025.
So moved.
Moved by Alvarez.
Second.
Second, Philbeck. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the appointment of Maria Villegas to the position of Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Early Childhood Education, effective August 14, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Yip.
Second.
Second, Alvarez. Any discussion?
No discussion, but just a question. Can you remind me again in regards to who this Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Early Childhood Education will be reporting to?
Yes, reports to Dr. Marino in
Okay.
Ed Services. So
And who is going to be, who basically works under this position?
this would be Maria Villegas would be the Director of CNI/ECE, and then there are many people that work under that position or within that position in that department, such as the curriculum specialists, the ECE department, all of the leadership, along with the staff in those various departments.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted a reminder and wanted to have the flow chart in my head, you know?
Yeah,
So,
but it's
thank
the
you.
same, the same staff that's in there now. We're bringing back the ECE staff to join
Okay.
curriculum instruction again.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the new job description and recruitment for Coordinator of Assessment, Translation, and Accountability. This position shall be placed on range 12 of the Certificated Management Salary Schedule based on 202 days, effective August 14th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Alvarez.
Second.
Second, Morales. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. We don't have any items on administrative services or governance. Moving on to board discussion. Board member activities related to school business, starting with Trustee Alvarez.
Perfect.
Thank you, President Alvarez. I want to start off by saying that I'm so excited to be beginning or to be starting a full school year in this position, and I'm really looking forward to working with everybody, all of our teachers, our leadership, our families, our students, everybody. I'm really excited for it. I want to just share a couple of events that I was able to attend since our last meeting till today. First of them was a music showcase that was at the beginning of the summer over at the Anaheim Packing House. And it was really cool to hear our mariachi students, our rock band students who were playing a lot of the like 90s greatest hits. And I was like, oh my gosh, they know who Green Day is. And that was really exciting, right? Because it's a lost art. So that was really great. And I really commend our music program. I think music is essential to learning and it goes hand in hand. And I'm just really grateful that we have this opportunity for our families and our students through the district. I was able to attend a few of my schools in the district Start to Success events. And I want to say, first of all of the kids that I saw seemed so excited to get back to school, right? And they were just so eager, and they were running up to the teachers that were there. And then you see older siblings pulling younger siblings, and it filled my heart. And I was, again, also very nervous about what it was going to look like, given the community, what's happening in the community and the climate. And almost every school I visited was like to the brim with parents, right? Where at one of the sites, the principal mentioned I wish I had anticipated this many people because I would have moved it to a different location, right? Because it was standing room only. And that was really, really cool to see. I want to commend the teachers at Olive Street. They had theirs in the afternoon, and those teachers stayed later than their regular hours, contractual hours, to make sure that they were there and present for all the families that came by to visit them. And I think that speaks volumes to who they are and how much they care for their students, and to the opportunity to build relationships in community before school started. And then I also had an opportunity to be at the Disney Volunteers event over at Orange Grove, and that was super cool. I love Disney, and I don't care how old I get, 25 this year. Seeing Mickey Mouse in person is like, it just brings a smile to your face, and you can't help but be happy about that, right? And as I told the principal there, I told Vidal, and I said, he's like, oh, I wish the students had been here. And I said, I really wish that too, but I'm really glad that the teachers had this moment for themselves, right? That they didn't have to share, it was just them and their community and their colleagues, and they got to experience. So I'm really happy for them for that. And I just want to close out really quick, as Superintendent Chavarria was talking about being, collectively use our talents, and we're rooted in community. And it reminded me of this comic that I saw today, and it was Lalo Alcaraz, a Chicano artist, and he had a kid walking in a school with a backpack, and the backpack was full of like racial tension, immigration, ICE raids, and it kind of is a testament to the fact that we don't know what our kids carry in their backpacks when they come to school, right? We don't know. I can tell you what my child carried in her physical backpack, but all of the times we don't know what is that weight that we don't see. And so I think it's gonna be up to us, again, to echo Mr. Chavarria's words, to collectively use our talents to help those students unpack and take some of that weight off, so they're able to sit in the classroom and really learn and focus and just reach their highest potential. But it really is gonna take all of us. So that theme of rooted in community, and how do we work together to support our students, to let them know that they are in a safe space for learning, for healing, for growing, and to have fun, right? A school is supposed to be, yes, we're here for learning, but we're also here to make those relationships that last well into adulthood, right? One of my best friends I've known since we were like 5 years old, and so, fostered that relationship through our elementary school year at Patrick Henry. So just really excited to get this year started on the right foot. Excited to go out next week and the following to the back to school nights and get to see the families, and just let everybody know that we are here for each other, and that we're gonna help each other unpack this year so that we can be ready to learn.
Thank you, Trustee Yip.
Well, thank you, Alva, for the reminder that this is going to be my first full year of doing the school year. But I just want to say, thank you so much, Jesse, for all that, the reminder for all of us to come together, because we are stronger when we come together. And, being that when we work in special education, sometimes we only see the deficits. But when we start seeing each other's strengths, I think we can really work together. So I look forward to, working with all the families, meeting all the students, and also just looking forward to a full year and seeing what this looks like from the beginning of the year till the end. I think, all of us for the summer, we had this break, and we were able to spend more time with our kids and have new routines. But I think some of us actually kind of miss work. So I think coming back, I think is very healthy for a lot of our students because they can start having that routine again, waking up at a certain time, doing their homework, taking a bath, whatever it is. But I think most importantly, we as parents need to remember that we need to continue the bond that we had during the summertime, because what we do and the interaction we have with our students will impact their academic successes and, more importantly, their attendance to school. So we look forward to a strong attendance year for all of our students. And more importantly, speaking to our special ed classes is because, routine are hard. Starting a new year may be difficult, but I hope we look at our students with an empathetic eyes, because oftentimes they don't have these behaviors because they're being difficult or they're making our life difficult. More importantly, I want us to have more empathy with our students with disabilities, knowing that neurologically, this is a challenge for them to start a new year. So it's not always easy for all of us. Some of us need a little bit more kindness and compassion. And with that, I just want to say thank you and welcome back, everybody.
Thank you, Trustee Reles.
Good evening. I hope everybody had themselves a nice, restful summer and are now rejuvenated, ready to begin an exciting 2025-2026 school year. I know that I certainly am. A couple things that I was able to participate once I got back from my little holiday trip with the family. I was able to swing by and let's be honest, I pushed my vacation right till like the day before work starts, okay? So I'm gonna be real. But on one of my breaks and whatnot, I was able to swing by the events that we had, the Start to Success school visits. I was able to swing by Roosevelt and check it out. I wanted to see what this looks like, what the format was gonna be like, what was happening. And shout out to Dr. Kim and her team. There was the families that were there spoke highly of it. They felt it really alleviated a lot, especially with the youngsters, the kindergartners that were there, and everybody that was there, and everybody was unsure, and it really was a nice transition and really made them feel comfortable and safe, and I just really appreciate that. And I think Dr. Kim and her team, they did a really fantastic job in regards to creating a welcoming environment. I was also able to swing by Councilmember Carlos Leon's back to school bash event, his third annual. I think that this was probably the biggest. It was pretty awesome, and it was nice to see a lot of our faculty and staff there. I saw our cabinet there. It was great. The energy was high, and it was a nice celebratory event. I will say parking was horrible, but that's okay. I got a nice 2-mile walk-in, which was great, but it really was that packed. It was really packed, but it was just so well worth it because everybody that was there, it was just in a festive, celebratory mood, excited about the beginning of the year. I would like to also just thank all of our parents that came out tonight, and spoke. It really just gets me pumped. We put a lot of focus on our parents and families and making sure our parents feel empowered and able to talk and know, they have a significant role in our district, and to hear them all tonight come through and just speak their minds and whatnot, and a lot of it is a good reflection in regards to Superintendent Chavarria, your cabinet, what you guys are doing in regards to really uniting our community and celebrating it and making them feel once again in a safe, welcoming environment, which is now more important than ever. So thank you for setting that tone and making sure that we go above and beyond what is necessary to ensure the safety of all and to really work for our students and families. And last but not least, I definitely just want to just give a shout out to all of our administrators and our amazing teachers and our classified staff and of course our students. And I just want to wish all of you an exciting and promising school year. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Clerk Philbrook.
Well, I've been greeted a lot lately with Happy New Year. That's what everybody's been saying, and it's very appropriate. It is a Happy New Year, and it's going to be a great year. So just a few of the places that I've been able to show up at. I did attend the Leadership Summit. It was great to see everyone. It's really exciting when we start getting everybody back together, and there's just a real energy. There's just a real energy in the room. And so, and also I'd like to mention that our friends from the library, Audrey Lujan and her team, came to give a presentation because they're partnering this year with us on a big literacy partnership. And you might have noticed on the marquees that we're advertising. So I always want to say, check the websites, check ours and the libraries. And just because summer is over, the events and all the things that are offered have not stopped. There's still a lot more, and there's a lot more coming up. I think somebody told me once there's close to 100 events through the library, through all the libraries that families can take advantage of. So the new employee workshop, same thing. Everybody's excited, and it's wonderful that we've been chosen by some great people that they want to come and work here with us, and I do appreciate that. I also attended with Superintendent Chavarria. I just caught the last day of the Mariachi Nationals Workshop, which we hosted at Betsy Ross with Jose Hernandez, Mariachi Sol de Mexico, Mariachi Reina de Los Angeles, and the Mariachi Rams were some of the partners with us in that. It was a celebration of mariachi and education, and the student performances were absolutely fabulous. Every time I hear them and see them, I just can't even believe. They're just better and better and better. So this is going to be a great year. Mr. Alvarez and I attended the Anaheim City Council recognition of the Team Kids pilot program, so I know he's going to report on that, but I'll just say our students partnered with Team Kids to raise funds for Orange County Coast Keeper, a nonprofit organization dedicated to protecting and promoting clean, healthy waterways in our regions. So that's students making a difference, and the recognition was appreciated from council. Let's see, again, Mr. Alvarez and I also attended the Northgate Gonzalez Markets Family Day. It was about community connections, and they are giving $50 meal vouchers to families facing food insecurity. The campaign was organized through their market, and the funds raised are going to be shared with several organizations. So, and Mr. Chavarria was also there. So thank you, Northgate. I was very happy to be invited to represent our district with Superintendent Chavarria, Mark Anderson, and Laura Houston at the NAM celebration hosted by Visit Anaheim. I was honored to be a speaker, and I got to share our AES story of our music program's successful partnership with NAM. NAM was also celebrating 50 years of holding their annual conference in Anaheim, and we're happy to report that a recent contract extension with the city we now have through 2030. So it was a beautiful reception. Our NAM friends and partners, it's always great to see them, and we're looking forward to another year of partnership with them. Then also, Trustee Alvarez and I we visited Orange Grove, and the Disney volunteers came to surprise everyone, and they provided books and back-to-school supplies for the teachers, for the schools, back-to-school materials. We had a special visit by Mickey Mouse, which I've gone to a few of these. I can't remember. I don't think Mickey's ever shown up, so we were especially happy about that, and we all received little Mickey stuffed animals. Again, that was also very, very special. Each year, Disney supports one of our schools, and I just like to say how appreciative we are. Thank you, Disney volunteers, and Principal Dr. Valdez, sorry, I apologize, Dr. Valdez, presented a plaque of our appreciation to them, which was very classy and very, very nice, and something different and special. So thank you for that. And with that, I will conclude my reports. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. All right. I mainly went to 3 different things. The first thing I attended was the city council meeting where our team kids got recognized. just a reflection on that. It's always great to connect with other agencies that have stake with in our kids' education. I just like to just put it in our minds on how we can connect with the city and connecting to providing resources to our school district. So that's always kind of in the back of my mind. What can we partner with the city to provide spaces for our kids to go to, maybe even on the weekend, right? Because we have our ELOP, that's where our kids can go now. But just while I was there, that's what I was kind of thinking. I was just thinking, well, maybe we should connect more with the city council. So I appreciate the city council for that recognition. On the 25th of July, I was able to go to the Northgate Family Day, and it was just kind of cool to see that there are people out in our community, some of our parents and like aunts and uncles, maybe grandparents who work at different venues around the city, in this case Northgate, and they're actually cognizant of the support our schools need through fundraising. So the cashiers actually drive their fundraising. As people check out, they ask for donations and they collect a ton of money. And then they find different organizations, churches, schools around the neighborhoods to then feed that money to. So thank you to all the employees that take out their time to really think about our kids and each other's kids, right? Because they're technically our families. If you think about it, a lot of our families that live in this area would work at Northgate would be collecting the funds for us. So I'm just really glad I was able to show up there, and Mr. Chavarria was able to give a great message to the audience about just like a historical piece about him and how he's connecting to the school. So it was good to have those employees hear from us and with gratitude. So I also went to the Leadership Summit. I had the opportunity to address the staff in the morning before I went to work. And I really appreciate the opportunity to connect with the leadership and kind of send a message of kindness and compassion, which is, I think, what needs to be our driver this school year. And I think through the actions we've taken so far, that's we're kind of showing our community that we're here for them, that we understand what they're going through. We literally understand what they're going through, and we're going to do it the best we can within our power to keep them safe and keep our kids educated and supported emotionally. So I'm just really glad I was able to go to the Leadership Summit. Thank you for putting that together, team. I know it's a lot of work. You have a lot of fun stuff on the tables. I know it takes a lot of planning, so I appreciate all the investment in that and our employees to make them feel special when they're going to a meeting or a training. I want to thank everyone who was invested, I guess you could say, in the Start to Success opening of our schools. I wasn't able to attend any of the events, but I did see them happening indirectly just by the mere appearance of lawn signs. They started showing up on my street. So I was like, oh, it started. I missed it. That kind of thing. That's what I was thinking as I saw the first one. So the lawn signs were all over my neighborhood, which is great. It just always brightens my day when I see stuff that comes from us in the neighborhood, and it just proves that we're connecting, and proves to our families also that we care about them and that we want our kids to come to school and we want to support them. So thank you to everyone who's investing their time. I know that a lot of staff members put on extra hours. They put in extra time and investment to be there on purpose so that they're seen and connecting with our families. And it's not compensated. And I know that the people that do this don't do it because they want to be compensated. They do it because they just care about our kids. So let's see, I want to see. Okay, and the last thing I want to do is I want to sing happy birthday to Trustee Alvarez. So if we can join me on 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Trustee Alvarez. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. 25 is great. Yeah. And with that, I just want to say, have a great school year, everybody. We're here to listen. Anything you want to talk to us about, come find us. We're always open. We have open ears and open hearts, okay? So thank you for that. That concludes my report. We're going to move on to suggested future agenda items. Any suggested agenda items? Okay. All right, so let's move to adjournment. I go ahead, our next board meeting is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, and I adjourn this meeting at 8:09 p.m. Thank you, everybody.